Hi friends, welcome to Aisha's DIY. Today we will learn how to make this beautiful pendant and um, let's just split it into two parts. So you can make a beaded, this is just bead stringing with some bugle beads, and then the clasp I will do a separate video on that. And then this is all it is there to this necklace, but this pendant is different, so I'm going to go over that pendant first. So for this I have used three gemstone sizes, the same as this is from Hobby Lobby, as you can see the color gallery, and it has three sizes. And as you can see here, there is no details whatsoever here. I think these are 8, 6 and 4 or 3, I'm not so sure. Let me just check for you guys what is the size of these exactly are. So that's 8, and this is 6 for sure. Yep. And this is the one that I'm not so sure of. Yeah, it's 4. So 8, 6 and 4 is the size that we need. You also get this tags in Michael's. You will have 4 strands in this. You can also use those. And then I'm just going to cut all of these strands so that I can use it for my pendant. Here we go. So we are looking for 3 sizes here, and apart from these 3 sizes of gemstones, it's okay, we can figure it out, it's not a big deal. Apart from these 3 types of gemstones, just to create the pendant we need a spacer bead. Here I have used this silver spacer beads on the outer line, and then lavender seed beads on the inner in silver color. I'm gonna use these beads. I have this in my stash. I don't know where I picked it up from. It's like a teardrop bead but rounded. You can think of anything like that. It has a big holes, and then I'm using it because it will nest properly here. I think if not, you can use a 4mm bead which will complement this color. I have no problems. And then let's see if this doesn't work. I have another backup plan. Is this bicones? These are 4mm bicones. It has that gold color, so that's there. And I have some lavender seed beads in gold lined, yeah, something like that, translucent on the outside. So that's all we need. And apart from that, we need a 7-strand bead stringing wire in 0.018 inch diameter. The one that I used for the blue is this one right here, bead long 7-strand bead stringing wire, 0.018 inch. That's what I used. I'm planning to use a gold one. So let's do this. This is what we will use for the entire pendant. You will need approximately, say, 2 feet and 2 inches. I did this with 2 feet. It was a little hard, and as you can see in the back, it's a little bit hard to pass through the beads more than twice. So I created a semi bail kind of a thing, and then I used this on top just to hide it. You can knot it. They say you can knot it, but I'm not comfortable knotting the bead stringing wire, so I crimped it. I will tell you guys both how to do it, and then you can decide for yourself which one you are comfortable with. So, and also what you need is, sorry, I just bumped the camera a little bit. So I thought that I will go down a bit in the size. So I have here in my stash 0.012 inch. This is also a 7-strand beadle on bead stringing wire in the satin gold color. I thought going down a size would work better with the gemstones. So I'm using that. And also you need a crimp tube, or if you're knotting, you don't need that. So this we might not need for some time. Later we will need it, so we will put that aside. Now, as I said, I need 2 feet plus 2 inches. 2 feet is the one that I used. It was a little bit difficult, so I am approaching a different, I'm going on a different approach right here. And here 2 feet and then 2 inches. There we go. I just put this back. I have to cut it here. There we go. And that's all the wire that we need. I know it's a little bit more wire, but I think this project is pretty good for that. So I am going to pick up a 4mm first and drop down, and then that's a 4mm first. Then you have your right and the left, right? You pick up 8mm on one side, doesn't matter which is the right or the left. I'm picking it up on the right, and pick up a 6mm on the left, on the other side, whichever you picked up the 8mm on, and take a 4mm and put it in one of the cord, one of the side, doesn't matter which side it is. I'm putting it on the right side, and crisscross through the last 4mm gemstone that you added. Now hold these wire together and try to bring it in the center as much as possible. But for me, what I preferred was, I wanted to be little offset. So here we go. Yes, that's perfect. See how little it is offset, just about an inch or so. That's a perfect off that I want, so I keep it that way, right? So this is what I have so far. That's so pretty in itself. The purple, I really like that purple color. So does the turquoise, looked pretty as well. So now you need to decide the side. So I picked up a 8mm on the right, so I'm going to continue picking up the 8mm on the right, because I want I want this to curve in a circle. So the right always picks up 8mm, and the left always picks up 6mm. For you can do vice versa, but I am doing it this way. Pick up a 4mm and then crisscross through the 4mm. I'm gonna do this couple of times, so you guys will have ample opportunities to see this a number of times. But I would say, see this, it's already curving a bit, right? So it won't be straight anymore. So the tension is also important. You don't have to really tug on it, but it's better to put tension on that works well. So you pick up an 8mm on your right and a 6mm on your left, and then crisscross through a 4mm. There we go, and bring it down to your work. See this, it's a little bit wobbly. Don't worry about the wobbliness, we will get that fixed once we add the beads, the spacer beads and the seed beads. So now again we pick up, this one is a little bit offset, so we pick up an 8mm on the right, 6mm on the left, and crisscross through a 4mm. So it's like a mantra, you can say. It's right angle weave. So we have done this with thread and Normally it's done with nylon knotting, nylon cord or thread. Nylon cord, I mean, it's a fishing line, that one, or thread or something like that. And this doing it with the bead stringing wire is new. This design was already done on YouTube channel Michael's, I think. I really liked it, and I did it. I made this pendant for a collaboration video that I recently uploaded on my channel. It's a jewelry making fun collab by Debbie. Dahlia Creations is her channel, and someone last asked me in the comment below whether I'm gonna do a video or not. I didn't record a video, so I thought, why not? So 6mm on the, because it's a darker color, it's a little bit difficult to see the hole. There we go. So we consider this 4 unit as a segment in right angle weave. So one segment is comprises of 4 beads, that is this first 4 beads, just like that. So the other beads are shared between the beads, right? So like this, I consider this 1 unit. So continue until 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 until 11. So do 10, and then there is a slight change in the 11th one that I'll let you guys know when we get there. So I'll continue doing this. So you can substitute this bead by any bead you want, any shape you want. You can use bicones, you can use roundels, you can use any beads you want. I wouldn't go for freshwater pearls, just because of the fact that freshwater pearls has smaller holes, and it will be hard for you to go through the thing twice with bead stringing wire. Even the thinnest wire, it's very hard. So don't go for freshwater pearls, but Swarovski pearls or other glass pearls will perfectly work for this design. I'm planning to make one other two. So this dark purple with variety of shades of purple and white streaks in it. I really love this bead. So I'm just going randomly, not paying attention because it's a striped one, and no 2 beads are uniform in this type of gemstone. 4 8 10. So this is 10, so I need one more. This last time I pick up one gemstone bead. Okay, this one right here. This one 8mm on the other side and 1 6mm on the other side. Instead of picking the 4mm, I will go through the first 4mm ever we added in this work. So I'll go through like this and crisscross. That will make this a circle. There we go. So now a base thing is formed, and you can continue 4 5 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now I have achieved this. Now I put these two get together and see which one is small. Okay, fine. Now what I do is I take this wire which is coming out on the top and go through the top 8 millimeter right next to it. Doesn't matter which side you're going through, just go through that, and then when you come back you go through the bottom one through the 6 millimeter you have in the bottom. Okay, just like so. Now is the time. That's all the beads that we need. Now is the time to add these ones. Let's see if this fits in this spot. It's a little bit loose, so I will have to add some seed beads in order to accommodate this, or I can choose a round bead, whichever is convenient for us. I'm thinking I'll skip this because I don't want to add beads on the side and complicate this a bit more. So I'm just going to add these bicone crystals on the outer rim. So I take a bicone crystal, I add it here, go through the next 8 millimeter on the round, pick up the next one and go through the next 8 millimeter. So you're basically filling the gap between this 8 millimeter bead. That's what you're doing. The same time, take the 11 seed beads, drop some here. That's more than enough that we need. And take the, so let's me do this thing. Let me trace back through the 6 millimeter. You know why? Because I want this wire to come in an opposite direction. That way it's easy for me to crimp. So this one went up here towards my left, and this one will go towards my right. There we go. Okay, now pick up a 11 seed bead and go through the next 6 millimeter in the circle. There we go. Pick up another 11 and go through the next one. Continue doing so until you come around the circle one full time on both sides. Then we'll see. Hi friends, welcome back. See, there is only one here, one seed bead that I need to add here, and one icon that I need to add in the outer circle, but the wires are crisscrossing, as you can see. So now what I want to do is actually I feel that if it would not have been crisscrossed, it would have been easy, but let's just see how we can do this. Okay, you can either bring this down here, come back here, come back down here, and then do it, or what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up a seed bead, go through here, okay, and go back up through the 4mm gemstone, and as you can see, you need to maneuver this down a bit so that okay, then through the sky. So I would say do not make the wire go opposite side. Same side is the one way to go. Because I did it the opposite side, I am just going through this unit first and then going to come back through that unit and do it. But if you have a thinner wire, it will be really impossible. Thicker wire, I mean 0.018, I wasn't able to go through the beads for this time, so I had to do it differently there. As you can see, it's just jumping hoops. There we go. So because I had that 2 feet and 2 inches extra, I'm able to manage to go through this multiple times, and also I downsized. See, this one is getting difficult. I also downsized the 7 strand. I used a 0.012, which also helped in my case. And maneuvering this is a little bit difficult. And if you kink the wire, that's it, right? You cannot work through it. So I'll take this down and try to do this from upside here. Somehow that gemstone bead, right, that is sitting duck there. It's going inside, and it came through the other side, I think. I'm not so sure though, but I can see, yeah, it did, but this bicone is sitting it. So let's just push it. There we go. Got it through. Right? And then finally the 8mm. So now our wires are crisscrossing. We can actually add a crimp bead and crimp it. But what we want to do is create a bail. You can create a bail like this. This one, as you guys know, I bought this from an international gem and jewelry show that I recently went, and this is how the clasp is. All you need to do is put this inside any pendant you want. Just it's wide enough to fit a lot, and then you slip on whichever necklace you want, and there you go, you have your bail. And you can add jump rings if you want. You can go through the jump rings on top of the crimp tube and add it. That's a standard way. I have these spacers which has a rather a big hole, so I'm planning to do this. That way I can add my bead stringing wire to the necklace easily. So that's what I'm gonna do. So for that I'm going to add because this is small and we have 4mm in between everything, so I'm going to add a seed bead, okay, then a crimp tube. I'm going to go ahead and do a smaller crimp, in the gold color, and okay, and then in this side I'm picking up a seed bead, okay, and also this spacer bead. So on one wire I picked up the spacer and a seed bead, the other wire I picked up the crimp and the seed bead. Just move this a little bit on the side and just crisscross through the crimp. Okay, so basically I want the spacer to sit on top of the crimp. Okay, and you will be able to do so because there's a lot of gap and you can still go inside and crimp it. And we have the seed beads on the side, as you can see, to fill up the gap. That's all. So just push this to the end and hold it like this if you want to, however you prefer. You need to get in there without the spacer disturbing you. So just go ahead and put your tweezer nose pliers and just crimp it just like that. Because it's a big hole, I'm able to do it, and I can snip this off, these wires off, and it's a little bit easier if you have a longer wire. This 2 inches is worth wasting because I'm able to do the passing through these beads peacefully and without any problems. As you can see now, the crimp is hidden here, and also you have a big hole right there to put in your bead stringing wire. If you're doing it for a strand, you can just do this. And also you can put a chain and then call it a day. This is a beautiful pendant that you can do anything with, like just add a string or a leather cord necklace, whatever you want to, you can do that, or you can buy something like this and that will also work fine. So I hope you guys liked this video, enjoyed this. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos almost every day. It comes around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day and bye. Hi friends, welcome to Aisha's DIY. In this video we will make a matching actually necklace for this pendant that we created in the last video. I have started a pattern which I am liking it. I have the bicones incorporated. I didn't use the seed beads. I didn't feel like, it's totally up to you whichever pattern you come up with. I'm using this bugle bead mix, but I'm just using the purple in the mix. I'm not using all the other colors. This is a short bugle that I'm using. The thing is, the strand of beads that we used for the pendant is small, so you don't have a lot to work with until you have two strands of those, I mean 2 tags of those. I'm making the best out of what I have here. So I have here some 7-strand bead string wire. This is thicker, probably 0.45 mm, and then I'm using this pattern, like I'm encasing the 8mm bead by 4mm bicones, and then I'm continuing with the bugle and a 6mm a bugle and a 4mm. That's the pattern I'm going with. So you can come up with any pattern that you like is good for you. And I am just working from the, say, 2/3 of the necklace, and then I'll add on the side and then go forth, because I need to put my bead stringing wire through this loop. That's my idea. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to take the purple, just move it, take the purple and add a 6mm, then again a bugle, and then a 4mm. See this pattern, and then again our bicones, 8mm, and our bicones. So this is the pattern I'm going to go with. Okay, see here I added a bugle right there which I didn't here, so I'm just going to correct that. It is just a simple bead stringing, nothing um, extravagant or so. The point is, you can use a bigger bugle bead if you want to, or you can incorporate more seed beads. That way, there will be more length to your necklace. I want at least like 16 inches to 18 inches. 18 inches is my ideal size that I would prefer normally to work with a necklace with a pendant. And this pendant is not very small, it's a considerably big size. So I want that to be, um, nicely sitting in my neck. I'm utilizing all the beads that is available in this one tag of um, Michaels or Hobby Lobby, whichever you find. Nowadays you find these tags of beads that you can use for your necklace. It's very very helpful, and I was looking forward for something to work with, because you obviously need a earring and a necklace to form a set, obviously. So this is a great way to add some length so that you can have. I actually allocated 3 beads in all different sizes, the 3 sizes that we have, um, so that I can work on a earring. So now I am in the center of the necklace. Okay, so here I will start putting this pendant. Now I want a bicone on either side, that way it will sit perfectly. Look at that. So I like this. That looks kind of nice. Now I start with a bigger bead. And see if it sits okay to you. If it does, then go ahead and do it. If not, you can add a 6 millimeter also, which I think I will do. That will sit much more nicely here, I think. Make sure I'm not kinking anything. So what I'm going to add is I'm going to add a bugle, a 6 millimeter, and a bicone. Then go through this. Yeah, that sits better in my opinion, much better than now. A bugle and then a bicone, because I need to follow the same pattern here, so I'm mirroring that as such. Now you can see the pattern coming up. I'll continue doing this the same way we did this side, and then after that I will use the same combination, but I will not have the bigger 8 millimeter beads, so I will downsize with whatever I have left over, and I'll come and show you guys which pattern I came up with. So I finished stringing these beads. So this is the pattern I came up with, and now we shall finish it. And I see that I haven't added a 6 millimeter here, which I did the other side. So I'll just correct that and come back. So this is what I have, and I have quite a long length, like 10 inches on each side. So I'm good with the size. of the necklace. Now I'm ready to crimp. So this is not a necklace without clasp or something. We need a clasp. Whatever clasp you have available will do. So I have here a lobster claw clasp and two jump rings right here. So what I want you guys to do is, whenever you deal with jump rings and you want it closed, open it up a couple of times, go back and forth, and then close it completely before you work with a crimp tube, because you don't want your crimp to come off. And I'm adding two jump rings just for extra security. You can also add one jump ring to one of the thing, but I rather do it more securely by just putting the lobster claw clasp after the crimp tube and then coming back here. So here I have one bugle extra, so I just removed that off, put my crimp tube, my lobster claw, come back through the crimp tube and the 4mm bead if possible, which it is going through. So no problems whatsoever there. When you're happy with it, go ahead and crimp it and move all the beads towards this side, and be careful to actually thread the short tail into your bugle as well if you can, or else you can snip it off. It's going through, so I'm just moving everything back and checking one more time, because we cannot see this. There is two beads right here. We cannot go back and change anything anymore. So that's that. And then add your crimp tube, put it, okay, add your crimp tube. You can also use a crimp bead, whichever you have available, and two of your jump rings. Come back, go through your bead and pull the end, pull it as much as you can. Use your pliers if you want to. You don't need any gap here, so hold your jump rings tight and pull it until you have a loop which is comfortable. And now you can go ahead and crimp it, snip the excess tail off. I do save these tails, I don't throw it away. I use it as a needle to use in the stretch cord and stuff like that, so I save those. Now our necklace here is ready. It's a simple technique, not using much of bead spaces or anything. It's just bead stringing, no wire wrapping, stuff like that. And I hope this turned out pretty well. So as this turquoise necklace right here, right? A different look, but everything works. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos almost every day now, but after Christmas, after the holidays, it'll be 4 videos a week and a live. I'm hoping to do that. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.